Hi, good afternoon.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Sorry, my computer's on mute. There we go.
Welcome. So can you guys see my screen? It says welcome panelists.
Yes, I can see it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we'll give it, make sure, is everybody here that needs to be here?
I think we're missing one, two.
Just give it a few minutes. I don't think anybody had to really log in until about 8 minutes till, so we'll just give it a few minutes and see what happens. So, my name is Beth Watson. I'm from Appalachian State, so I appreciate you guys being here as part of this also.
Hi, Beth.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Ira.
Okay, do we have everybody here that needs to be here? And we'll go through this whole list of stuff I got to read.
I think we got everybody.
Everybody's here? Okay, awesome. All right, so welcome panelists. Thank you for participating. We'll start broadcasting the session right at the top of the hour. I'll begin with an opening slide and a few housekeeping announcements. Then I'll stop sharing my screen, turn off the video, and turn it over to you. We'll end the session 45 minutes past the hour. I'll turn my video back on at 44 minutes to let you know you have 1 minute left. I will share a final housekeeping slide. We'll record the presentation and make it available for those students who couldn't attend to watch it on demand later. Just a reminder to mute yourself when you're not actively speaking. StriveScan will send out the list of all students registered for this session and a transcript of all the questions in the Q&A within a week. Students will ask their questions via the Q&A. You can go ahead and click the Q&A button now to open the window. We recommend you do not click Answer Live button. That will share the student's full name and question with the entire audience. Instead, we recommend you simply repeat the question aloud for the entire audience and answer it verbally. Then you can click the Dismiss button to hide the question. You can also type the responses by clicking the Type Answer button, but we also recommend you check the Send Privately button. You may not get to every question, and that's okay. You'll receive a transcript of all the questions submitted from StriveScan to follow up with students later. Are you sharing your screen? I recommend you go ahead and try sharing your screen now to test it out. All panelists can start sharing an override feature. Heads up for the end of the session. When the session is done, I'll end the webinar. That will disconnect all of us, so we won't be able to chat afterwards. So I just want to say thank you in advance. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and then if you guys want to make sure that you can share yours, that would be great.
I think I'm sharing mine for the presentation, so let me give it a shot. Is it showing the full presentation? Okay.
It is.
Yes.
So whenever you guys are ready to move on to the next page, if you just want to say next slide, I'm fine with that, just to make sure. Let me close my email so no one sees my emails coming in.
Okay, so if you want to stop share, then I will go ahead and put up the one that I've got to have on for whenever the students come in. And then we'll, as soon as I say with that little spiel that I've got to say to them, then I'll hand it over to you. Okay. Thank you so much. Welcome to the virtual transfer college exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association for Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Offices and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at CACRAO.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at that same website, CACRAO.org. I will now turn it over to our presenters.
All right, thank you everyone for joining us. This is the nursing school and the transfer process, and these are our panelist colleges and universities. We'll go ahead and turn it over to the first presenter and get started. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a great day to learn more about the different schools of nursing. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Barton's School of Nursing. Next slide. So just a little bit of information about Barton and where we are. We're a small liberal arts school, and we are located about 40 miles east of Raleigh in Wilson, North Carolina. We are obviously accredited with the American Association of Colleges and Nurses Commission on collegiate nursing education. This past year, we did have a 98% NCLEX pass rate. Next slide. So a little bit about Barton. Actually, I'm the only person within our office that works with transfer students, and the largest major that I work with is nursing. So if you're interested in wanting to apply to Barton and our School of Nursing, there are some things that you definitely need to know. It is a 2-application process. So you must come through me first in general admissions. So with that, you're going to submit your application to the college. It's a free application. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. So once you apply, my next prompt is going to be for you to submit your official college transcripts. And please note that that must be from every college you've attended since high school. So once I receive those transcripts, we provide you with a full evaluation, and that is done on a Bsn check sheet. That check sheet is clear. It's what most transfer students love. They actually see everything that they're transferring in and where it best applies for them for our School of Nursing. If at that point you meet all of the qualifications, then I'm the one that prompts you to go ahead and submit your nursing CAS application. That is an online application. Once you apply to our School of Nursing, that application goes directly to them. So obviously the Dean of Nursing and I, we communicate frequently, a lot of times on a daily basis, on who are the students that will be submitting their nursing CAS application. So the good thing is, you know, we're small. So we communicate well, and I feel as though you're going to know what's going on with you every step of the way. So our School of Nursing does admit only once a year. So it's for fall admission only. If you have met all of the qualifications, and again, that check sheet based on your transcripts are going to be what tells us that. A 2.9 is the minimum transfer GPA for this program. Also, we require that students are on a junior status. Our School of Nursing is a 2-year full-time program, and so therefore we want you to graduate within the 4 years if possible. Obviously, for us, we do have second degree seeking students who may be transferring in well over 100 transfer credits. But our School of Nursing is a full year, a 2-year full-time program. The prerequisites will be on the next slide, but one thing I wanted to let you know as well is that we do have a GPA recovery option. So if for example, you may not have done so well earlier in your college career, then what we do is and nursing is your passion, then what we will do is if you are a student with us with at least 1 semester or 12 credit hours at Barton as a general college student, at that point, your transfer GPA falls by the wayside, and then we evaluate your nursing application on your Barton GPA. So essentially, your GPA can begin over, which is a great thing for some students. Next slide. So at Barton, and with every school of nursing, the prerequisites are very similar. However, they may differ just with a few classes. For us, what we do require is microbiology, anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, organic biochemistry. And I do know that organic biochemistry is Chem 131 or 132 at North Carolina community colleges. The intro to psychology, intro to sociology, nutrition, and that nutrition that we require is Bio 155 at the North Carolina community colleges, and then also college math. So it used to be college algebra was a required math, but now what we're saying, as long as it is a college transferable math, then that will meet the math requirement for our School of Nursing. Also, I will let you know that for students that are transferring in statistics, that course is definitely a required course within our School of Nursing. But if you're transferring that in, we will waive the college math. So if you're a math student and you jump right into statistics, then you will not have to take a college math with us. That statistics will trump your college math at Barton. Next slide. I was just, thanks, Sarah. Just to let you know, that is me in the picture. I am the one that works with all of the transfer students that are interested in our School of Nursing. We welcome your application. Again, it is free. So if you're interested in either this spring or next fall, I definitely encourage you to go ahead and submit the transfer application. If you are viewing this presentation through your PC and you have your cell phone handy, you might want to just take a picture of this slide because it does have our QR code that leads you directly to our application. Thank you so much, and I hope to hear from you soon.
How's everybody doing? Thank you for having me today. My name is Jonathan Ganser. I'm with the ECU College of Nursing. I am the recruiter for the nursing program. So today, just going to go over basically our 3 undergraduate options that we have. Also just want to put out there, we are a 2 application process too, just like Barton. We do require students to apply to ECU first and then apply to one of the nursing programs. With our general application to ECU, with the transfer students, basically, we look to see that you at least have a 2.0 or higher and at least 24 hours of transferable work. Now, that's just to get into ECU. Separate will be the nursing programs. So the first program we'll talk about today is our Bsn option. So with this option, this is our traditional option where students will come in either freshman, sophomore year. They're working on their prerequisites and they're coming in as intended nursing majors. Once a student has enrolled in their last prerequisite courses, typically this is going to be during your spring or sophomore year, depending on where you are with prerequisites. If you have any college level credits you took in high school, any AP courses, or with your classes that you're currently enrolled in. Once you're in those last prerequisites, that's when you apply to the nursing option for the BSN. Your junior, senior year typically is going to be all of your nursing core classes, your clinicals, your labs, as well as your seminar type classes. With our nursing program, our averages vary from year to year. Typically, we see students that are averaging right around a 3.4 GPA on all their prerequisite courses. We also require students to have the Hesi Exam. This is an exam that you'll take right before you apply to the College of Nursing. Typically, students will do it the semester before, and we require students to have at least a 75% or higher when testing for the Hesi Exam. We can also do transcript evaluations too as well. You don't have to apply for this. At the very end of this presentation, you'll see my contact information. You can contact me about doing an unofficial transcript evaluation, and we can check for the prerequisites. I also have a link, which I forgot to include in this presentation, but it will take you to a PDF form that shows all of our prerequisite courses for ECU, for our Bsn option, as well as for our RN to Bsn option, and all of the community courses, community college courses that coincide with those. So it has everything laid out for you. But again, feel free to contact me after the presentation. I can send that to you. All right, next slide. Next slide. Thanks. Another option that we have today. Oops, I missed the application process. Sorry. Can you go back one? Sorry about that. So again, this is just basically again our application process. Each fall, or we do an admission cycle twice a year. So we admit students for the fall and for the spring term. Our fall application deadline is going to be February 1st, and our spring start is September 1st. Students can apply to the College of Nursing a maximum of 2 times. We get around 200 to about 240 applications each cycle, and we admit about 130 students each term with that. We do require students to have at least a final grade of C or higher in college algebra, chemistry, and your biology courses. Next slide. Another program that we have here at ECU that's really popular with our students is our RN to Bsn program. This program is totally online. It's a 16-month completion process. For this program, students typically will be required to have an associate's degree in nursing and be practicing in the state of North Carolina as an RN or in one of the compact states. For this program, the prerequisites are fairly similar to our traditional Bsn. We do require students to have at least a 2.5 GPA or higher on their ADN, as well as a C or higher in all mathematics and science courses. This program too also admits twice a year. We do a fall and a spring cohort. So for the fall application deadline, you're looking at April 1st. And for the spring start date, you're looking at November 1st. Again, we do transcript evaluations for this program too as well. Total cost right now for our RN to Bsn program is right around $5,400 start to finish with that. Next slide. Another program that we have that's popular with students for undergrads is our ABSN. This is what we call our accelerated second degree option for nursing students. This is for students that we see that typically already have a BA or BS degree. They'll come work on prerequisites and then transfer into ECU for the ABSN. With this program, we look to see that students have a 3.0 or higher. You also have to have a 75% or higher on the Hesi Exam. This program is a 12-month program where students will be on campus full-time, working on their nursing core classes, their clinicals, as well as their labs. And for this program, we only do a spring admission, and that deadline is going to be June 1st for this summer if you're interested in that program. Again, we'll do transcript evaluations for that too as well. That's all.
Okay, thank you everyone for tuning in today. I'm Brooke Vann. I'm one of the assistant directors of transfer recruitment for Fayetteville State University. And we are very proud of our School of Nursing department. So we have had a #2 ranking within the Northeastern region that we have held strong to. And we have had 100% passing rate on the NCLEX exam, along with some of our other colleagues too who are on this chat with us today. You can go to the next slide for me. So just a little bit about some of our offerings at Fayetteville State. We are the same. We have a fall and a spring admission that we allow. And our ratio campus-wide is about 16:1. And that's mainly for our incoming freshmen who are starting out with the generic nursing program. So as far as the application process, you do have to do the application with admissions first before applying to the nursing program. So with the nursing program, like I said, that is separate. As far as admissions, the first thing we'll need, of course, your application. And I will say right now, Fayetteville State University is participating in free application week this week. So now would definitely be a good time to apply if able. And we will waive those fees. Once you apply to our institution, we will then need all of your college transcripts. All of your transcripts must be official. We do accept them through any eScript service, such as National Student Clearinghouse. And then of course we do allow paper copies as well, but it has to be sealed. Some things we're looking for in admissions is to ensure that you have an accumulative of a 2.0 or higher. Again, that is just for admission purposes. And then with the nursing department, we have a 2.8 requirement for the GPA. As you can see here, our overall average was about a 3.5 for the spring 2020 semester. And the population is pretty diverse. We have a strong military affiliation with Fayetteville State University due to Fort Bragg being about maybe 5-10 minutes up the road. So with the program, we do offer it completely online as well. You can go to the next slide for me. So for the admissions requirements, like I mentioned, you have to apply to the university first. And the deadlines are August 1st for the fall admission and January 10th for the spring admissions. Of course, you have to have an active RN's license for the RN to Bsn program. And you must show proof that you have earned an associate's degree in nursing from an accredited program. So once you apply and provide your transcripts, you do not have to provide them separately for the nursing program. We have the same system that we use, so we'll pass that information along in the system so that you don't have to pay for your transcripts twice. And once you have submitted those items, that is when the nursing department will then evaluate those credits for you. So for admissions, we're just looking for GPA purposes, and for the nursing department, they are looking to look at those prerequisites that you already have. The minimum amount of credits is at least 32 credit hours. And for the admissions requirements, again, for us, you have to have at least 24 if you're under the age of 21. So if you're under 21, we have to have 24 transferable credit hours. And those courses you must have at least a C or higher, and they must be in courses that are over 100 level. So say if it's an intro to math or an intro to English, typically those are classes that are not transferable, but again, we will evaluate those credits for you. With the graduation requirements, all seniors are required to graduate, to complete the graduation senior assessment after you complete at least 90 or more semester hours. And that again will take place with the nursing department. You can go next for me. This is something new that we are really excited about, so I definitely wanted to mention that today. So again, as you can see, we had the RN to Bsn, of course, with first-time freshmen coming in, we had the generic nursing, but we just recently added our online Masters of Science in Nursing. So the MSN program, we're really trying to promote to a lot of students. And so I know it's maybe jumping ahead a little bit, but I did want to tell you guys that the program is accredited by SACS. So we're excited about that. And the program is offered completely online. And so with the program, it is only 36 credit hours, and completion can be within 4 semesters if you are doing full-time. Same process, you would apply to Fayetteville State University first, and the application fee is $50. No GRE is required for this program, but you must have your BSN. And so on average, the GPA that they are starting out with is a 3.0 or higher. We do require at least 3 reference letters and all of your official transcripts. And with the statement of purpose, that can be sent in electronically, but it has to be a minimum of at least 350 words. Okay, we go next. So right now we are actually taking bookings appointments. We are in the office, but we also are able to assist you virtually, especially if you're not local or anything. So I do have the QR code here. So if you want to take a picture of the screen, you definitely can. And it will take you to our nursing page that has our application along with more information on our department. And then it also will give you the point of contact, Dr. Aaron, who is the dean of the department. Of course, they can tell you a little bit more about the program, but again, it's free application week. So if you are interested in applying to Fayetteville State, this is a perfect week to do it, to save you $50. And then if you have any questions, I'll be able to answer them for you after the presentation. Thank you.
All right, so my name is Devaney Hemingway, and I'm one of our assistant directors of admissions at Queen's University of Charlotte. At Queen's, and you can go to the next slide, at Queen's we do have two different types of programs. We have the Accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing, which is for the second degree seeking student. And we also do have the traditional Bachelor of Science in Nursing, which has start terms in both the fall and spring semester. So let's dive in a little bit. So here's some quick facts about our traditional BSN program. It is going to be a full-time daytime program. There are no online options for this, so you will need to commit Monday through Friday between the hours of 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. Free, so that way your courses and clinicals will be held at any point in time during that. There's anywhere between 40 to 48 students that are admitted per cycle. This past spring, we were able to admit 32, so that way we didn't exceed our CCN or the CCNE cap that they have on our program. So we were only able to admit 32 this past. As I mentioned, we do have both a fall and a spring start term. The application deadlines and things we'll go over a little bit later. So you'll just want to take a picture of that slide so you're aware of that. General education requirements are going to need to be completed prior to graduation. I will say this, most students are coming in with that associate's degree already earned. That's just the best way to ensure you can just focus on your upper division nursing coursework, with the exception of taking a couple of our learning community general education required courses that every student at Queen's will do. You can see the breakdown of the semesters, and then know that your clinical settings will be anywhere within a 40-mile radius of campus, and you'll complete about 450 clinical hours. And you can see some of the clinical topics that you'll get there. Next slide, please. So with the eligibility requirements, you should be able to, it's going to be the same for both our ABSN as well as the traditional BSN. I will say with the ABSN, that is a summer start term only, to where again, it's a full-time daytime program. We do recommend students do not work during that to ensure that you have enough time to focus on that, as well as it's a one start term a year, summer semester, May to May timeframe. So with both programs, they're going to have the same eligibility requirements. You will apply solely to the university as well as the upper division nursing major, but with us, it's all in one application. So there's not a two-step application process. If your application doesn't have upper division nursing and then whatever the application term you're applying for, it's the wrong application, but we'll let you know that. Your most recent GPA needs to be a 3.0 or higher, and we're going to look at your most recent 3 semesters or 30 credit hours to determine what that is. What we found is that a lot of our students who performed poorly when they were young and right out of high school, who have now obviously turned their lives around, we found that they were not meeting the eligibility requirements. So we went to the most recent 30 credit hours or 3 semesters. You will need to have a minimum of 45 credit hours to apply. So again, you're more than welcome to transfer before you earn that associate's degree. However, we do encourage you to make sure that you have at least 45 credit hours already earned. The prerequisite GPA, which you can go to the next slide, that needs to be a 3.0 or higher. You can see our prerequisite courses listed here. You'll need anatomy and physiology, both 1 and 2 at the lab, microbiology with the lab, and this is what we consider science courses. You can have 2 in progress. However, both of them cannot be lab courses. General psychology, developmental psych, it just needs to cover conception through death. Nutrition is life cycle nutrition, statistics, and then any of the courses listed below usually will suffice for our institutions and societies requirement. If you are going to utilize AP scores, they do have to be a 4 or higher. So note that if you are applying to us and then also some of the university system schools, know that they accept 3s. We only accept 4s or higher on AP scores. Next one. And you can see the application dates. Just go ahead and take a picture of this. The next cycles that we'll have open will be for our ABSN that opens in the summer 21, as well as the fall BSN track. They both open on December 7th. February 1st is the ABSN deadline. March 1st is the fall one next. And then last but not least, just take a picture of this. You'll be assigned an admissions counselor based off of where your most recent institution is. So put the general admissions inbox, but read the nursing website first. If you have any questions, just let us know. I'll turn it over to Ira.
All right, thank you. My name is Ira Pace. I'm with the University of South Carolina Upstate in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I'm the Assistant Director of Transfer Admission here. And I'm going to talk to you about the Mary Black School of Nursing. We are a medium-sized campus in South Carolina of about 6,000 students. In North Carolina, probably on the smaller side, but in South Carolina, we are the 5th largest in the state. We do have one of the largest nursing programs in South Carolina. We admit twice a year, and we do 112 seats each semester. So that was 224 nursing students accepted to the upper division every year, fall and spring. We're also a leader in the online RN to BSN degree completion program. We have 100% job placement rates within 3 months of graduation. Nursing classes are offered every semester, so we don't do once a year. We do nursing courses every single semester. So you'll be able to take any course at any time during your studies. We do have one of the largest single-use nursing simulation labs in the Southeast, dedicated solely to nursing students. You do not have to share that with pre-med students or doctoral students. This is strictly for nursing majors. We have a very small clinical course selection so that students will have very small classes and not be in a classroom of 112 students. Your small clinical classes allow for a little bit more close interaction with your professors and your clinical leaders. We have study abroad opportunities to work in clinics in Ecuador, Costa Rica, and South Africa each summer. So these are opportunities for you to get real world experience in the field at a clinic doing vaccinations or treatment. And we also have an above average national for the NCLEX passing rate. These are the course requirements for our 4-year Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. We are looking for students to be admitted and have at least a 3.0 GPA out of a 4.0. We are a 2 application process. So you apply to USC Upstate first, and then you apply to the upper division, the Mary Black School of Nursing after that. You must keep your minimum GPA requirement through the completion of all your prerequisite courses. So you would need to have that 3.0 when you apply to the Mary Black School of Nursing. You also must earn a C or better in all prerequisite courses considered for admission. And then students will need to have a competitive GPA for sciences of a 2.5. And so the sciences are just listed below that. There is a stipulation here that you would need to take it at least once or twice, but you should not take it a 3rd time. That will result in disqualification for the nursing program. So being the leader in the nursing program in South Carolina, we do have a very competitive program. And so we encourage students to pay close attention to the attempts that they make on their sciences. We require human anatomy and physiology, pathophysiology, chemistry, and a microbiology course, and then your other general education classes that may be required. The application process is very simple. For the 4-year BSN program, we do have some deadline dates that you need to submit your applications by. So you have to apply to the university, and then you also have to apply to the Mary Black School of Nursing, the BSN program, and you do have to fill out a supplemental application for the RN to BSN program, but I'll talk about that in a second. We do need transcripts from all previous colleges that you've attended. So every college you've earned a credit or attempted a credit at, you would need to submit those transcripts. The BSN, the 4-year traditional program, has an application time that you can apply. So right now is for the fall term. We are accepting applications between November 1st and January 31st. And so that is a hard deadline. The general admission is rolling and the RN to BSN program is rolling, but the 4-year traditional BSN is a hard deadline. And then the spring application For anyone who wants to start in the spring semester, it would be April 2nd through July 31st every year. And so there's some dates to keep in mind for the traditional program. Again, general admission to the university and the RN to BSN program are both rolling, so you can apply up until the first day of classes. But most nursing students do not like to do that. You guys are very good with details. We do have TEAS testing or a resume, but we are waiving the TEAS test right now because of the coronavirus pandemic. So we are asking for supplemental information, which is often a resume, letter of recommendation, and often, any other previous experience that would help boost your application. You can waiver information, insurance, anything that would be required to be able to enter the hospital, and including your background check. And I will leave this up, but I think now we're at the end of the application process, or the presentation, so we can open it up to questions for everybody. I'm gonna check and see if we've had any questions come in. And if we don't, then what we'll do is we'll wait a second or two while everyone kind of formulates their question before we move on and close the session today.
While we're waiting on questions, I'm not sure if I mentioned or not, but for Fayetteville State, the deadline for fall admissions is March 30th, and for spring admissions is September 30th. So I think I forgot to add that in my slide, but those are our hard deadlines.
One question that a lot of students want to ask is, does the school or the nursing program require a deposit? And so for USC Upstate, I'll let each college kind of answer and in a second here. USC Upstate does not require a deposit for the nursing program, or as a transfer student, there is no deposit required. It is based solely on the merit of your application for the nursing program. And then for the university, our bare minimum requirements are required, but we accept every transfer student who is interested and does apply.
So I'll speak on behalf of Barton. We do require a tuition deposit. That tuition deposit is what allows us to know for sure that you're coming. And so therefore, that's when your faculty advisor is notified about you. Your Barton transcript is put together. So we do require the tuition deposit. It is $200. You do not lose that money. It is just like making a payment towards your balance. So we just apply that to whatever your tuition balance is, but we do require that tuition deposit.
And with East Carolina, we also do require a tuition deposit too as well, just like Barton.
We do not have a tuition deposit.
And Queens does have a $300 tuition deposit. And as Jill mentioned, it goes towards your tuition. So you're not losing out on that money. It's just to make sure you're actually going to come.
Okay. Another question that students have asked in the past and are interested in knowing is about nursing scholarships. So I'll answer for USC Upstate, but if each college will kind of provide a minute or two about their scholarships, then that would be great. We have a nursing scholarship, several actually, that are offered through our Community Foundations office here in Spartanburg and at USC Upstate. These are, again, based on merit, but also a little bit on need too. So we try to pay close attention to our highly qualified students who also need a little bit more financial aid. So it's a little bit of a hybrid, holistic consideration process to help students who need to pay for school, pay for school.
And at Barton, we do offer merit-based scholarships. It's all based on your transfer GPA. So that is what I award you as you are accepted to Barton. So the highest merit-based scholarship with a 3.2 is 12,000. It's at 10,000 with a 3.0. And then we offer merit scholarships below that to a 2.5. But then I also am aware that once you are in the nursing program, you can qualify for additional scholarships that are offered throughout our program.
Same, we do offer the merit-based scholarships as well as some that are strictly within the nursing department. So on average, we have a solid 8 that we offer throughout the year for our nursing students specifically. Some from Blue Cross Blue Shield, the nursing corps. So those are several, or just to name a few. And those do have a separate application process, but the minimum does begin at a 3.0 or higher.
And then the same for us, you'll find out if you were awarded a merit-based scholarship in your acceptance letter for our traditional age students, for our adult undergraduate students. It's awarded in our financial aid office specifically, so you'll find that out within your acceptance package. And again, I would encourage you guys to start looking for outside scholarship opportunities. There's millions of dollars that go unawarded every year because people just don't apply for them. So it will take a little bit of legwork on your end. There's also like forgivable education loans for service. Just make sure that you're looking into those. The nursing corps, as the people had mentioned, and then again, just submit your FAFSA as well.
At East Carolina too, we offer merit-based scholarships. With our scholarships for nursing, it's for declared students. So this is going to be for your junior, senior year. We also have the forgivable education loans too as well for students. Our scholarships vary from anywhere from a couple $100 that normally helps out with books to a couple thousand that can help cover a lot of your tuition, especially for our in-state students too as well.
All right, and just one last question. I think we kind of ran out of questions now. We do have a couple of people who are interested in knowing more about the nursing school application. Is there an additional fee to apply for the upper division of your nursing programs? USC Upstate, no, it's just for general admission to the university. And if each college will just kind of provide a yes or a no and the steps if they have to pay.
So I can speak on behalf of Barton. The application to Barton is free. It doesn't cost you anything. I do believe through Nursing CAS that there is a fee, but I'm not sure of exactly what that is. Maybe some of the other colleges can let me in on that as well. Again, so once you apply for that application goes directly to our School of Nursing, but that's through Nursing CAS.
With ECU, we do not charge a application fee for nursing. However, there are some additional fees that go along with it for your criminal background check. I believe it's $30 right now for that. But other than that, there's no application fee that goes along when you apply to nursing.
Yes, no additional fee for Fayetteville State University besides the background check. And then of course, once you pay your $50, that is required before you can register for any classes anyway. So that will have to be provided before you do your nursing application.
And then at Queens, we do not have a nursing application fee or a university application fee. Just fill out the one application and then that suffices.
All right, and we'll just take 1 second. If anyone else has any questions, please add them in the Q&A section at the bottom of your screen. And if you guys have any other questions, please let us know. This was recorded and posted so that you guys are able to go back and look at the information and contact us anytime. Okay, I think we are good with questions. So thank you again for joining us, and that concludes our session.
Can you please unshare your screen real quick? We've got one more slide that we need to show them.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, so thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at cacrao.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find the session recording as well as others on that website. Thank you and have a great day.